The last part of this video and the last thing to think about is Roe versus Wade and the way it was overturned. I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with it. Nope. I'm for a woman to have rights, and if she wants to abort, I'm for her to abort. It doesn't bother me. I know and knew for a fact Steve Virel wasn't. I know and knew for a fact they were campaigning and breaking the law. I know and knew for a fact that Cody Johnson needed to be in cuffs and that Steve's broken the law badly with the Catholic Church and with their people. I see Joseph Jordan sitting up here in D.C. I'm going to say Joseph Jordan's name because I know him and knew him personally. Still know him to this day. He's a Baptist. I'm going to talk about the people who are sitting in the shelter with me and everybody in the shelter and everything that's going on. Now, I get to D.C. I'll start working and doing what I'm supposed to do. I go looking for a lawyer in the LGBTQ. What do they do? What are they doing? What are they doing? I say, I need a lawyer. Why don't you guys represent me real quick? Y'all can come up in court. We get this done. They said, well, you're not that, though. You're not LGBTQ. Like, well, I support you. You know, I support you if that's what you want to do. I don't choose to live my life that way, but if you want to live your life that way, that's what you can do. You know? I don't hate it. I'm not going to be against it or say it's not okay. What do? ACLU too, same thing. They say, no, you got to be an LGBTQ person or we can't represent you. Really? Really, though? So you think Roe versus Wade and you back up and you take this whole thing in here and you think about this all, everybody's getting legal representation. Black Lives Matter, there's representation there. LGBTQ got representation, immigration. Where's mine? Just the everyday average non-racist white person who, you know, going along with the right things. What's going on? Where's my rights? I got a right to drive your asses around every day in an Uber all day. I got a right to work my ass up in Georgetown, but I can't get no cop up to cuff Cody and get my case right there and get my money. Robert E. Fogel Jr. gets to walk away free and die, live his life off disability for the rest of his life, mooching and leeching off my government, while I sit here in pain from what he's done and from what the rest of this government has done with this situation. This is disgusting. If the way they overturned Roe versus Wade, if Virel with Joseph and their Baptist church wanted to walk in there and wanted to overturn LGBTQ rights and leave it to the states, they can, legally and legitimately right now. On one fact, off one reason. You guys are exploiting people and you're exploiting me. You're exploiting Andrew. Illegally. And unconstitutionally. How are you doing it? How are you exploiting him? You're hiding behind all your power with Bill Clinton, who's called on the Lolita Express. You're hiding behind the LGBTQ. You're hiding behind all of it, but you're not offering him any representation. So everybody's represented except for me. And that's what you're doing to all the homeless out here in D.C. too, with the rich and with the upper class. You're just exploiting them. So when somebody does something wrong to one of these homeless people out here, if they're going to work trying to get up off their feet and getting around some of these rich people, how are they going to get represented? If they get sexually harassed on the job, if they get assaulted, if they get battered, anything happens, what are they going to do? So they're not gay, so they got to turn gay to get rights? Don't mean to say gay in a foul manner, LGBTQ, whatever. That's what they have to do to get their rights? They got to be an immigrant to get their rights. Money is not an issue neither. It's about rich and poor. I'm not rich. I've never been rich. But you can't just crush me with your wallet like that with the upper class. It's illegal exploitation. And you've been doing it for a long time. You took people down to West Palm Beach and did what you did. It's disgusting. People like Robert Kaiser, Aaron Scott, Matthew Benarski, they need to be charged with crimes. They need to be brought up on charges. I don't need to be held down and falsely imprisoned and attacked because you guys think it's okay to film minors, touch minors, drag them down to West Palm Beach and play little games with me in D.C. But you're still playing these games with me. It is here. Still harassing me and still going on with it. For people like Barack Obama, I'm glad to see that Obama won the House and won office. But goddamn, how am I going to sit up here in Washington, D.C.? And I thought about this all before I got here and even came here. How am I going to sit up here and say, Norton and Obama were not discriminative against me with their people and with their money, abusing their power and trying to hide things? Now they have to hide their negligence. And to me, that's all this is. This whole thing. The whole thing is. It's not a load of shit. It's real. It's hurting America because it's not being dealt with properly. It's hurting the people. It's harming the people. Definitely hurting everybody. What are you guys doing about it? It's okay. I get to keep in power and do whatever I want to do. It's an excuse for their negligence regarding 9/11. Robert Mueller was negligent on 9/11. So was Louis Freeh. And so was good old George Bush. Extremely negligent. Not only were they negligent there, but they're negligent in my case. George Bush is a pig. It's a cop. That's a pig. I'm not crazy about these cops. So that pig couldn't get up and see Robert Fogel Jr. cuffed, or couldn't see Cody Johnson cuffed. They're so busy they couldn't get around to it. So busy they couldn't get around to it that everybody had to get blown away in St. Louis. That's a terrorist.